Welcome to SWAC's video blog. For this video blog, we are going to be learning about the lattice method of multiplication. By the time you get to 6th grade, you should have your multiplication facts memorized. Those multiplication facts are an essential learning that you will need to make all math from here on out significantly easier. Unfortunately, a lot of 6th graders don't have their multiplication facts down automatically. So doing multiplication of 2 and 3 and even 4-digit numbers is extremely difficult and extremely taxing on their brain. To help with this, we have a method called the lattice method to teach you multiplication of multi-digit numbers. For the lattice method, you're going to draw what's called a lattice, which basically is a square that has a cross on the inside. So it should look like that, kind of like a window. Then you're going to start on the right and you're going to draw diagonal lines from each one corner to the other corner in your box, just like that. Second one, you're going to go all the way up to the top and draw a line all the way through both of them. Third one, again, just the one. So for a 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication problem, your lattice should look like this. Let's say that we are multiplying 41 times 13. Now you can absolutely do the standard algorithm to figure this problem out. But for some students, that's entirely too difficult for them to do because they don't know their math facts very well. So we are going to do the lattice method. I'm going to take my top number, 41, and I'm going to write it along the top. 4 and a 1. Notice my 4 is above this series of boxes. My 1 is above this series of boxes. For my 13, I'm going to write them down the side. A 1 and a 3. Notice again, my 1 lines up with this horizontal set of boxes. My 3 lines up with this horizontal set of boxes. Now we're going to do multiplication of just single numbers. You're going to start with the 1, and you're going to multiply it times this. So 1 times 1, it's kind of like a grid. 1 times 1 is 1. In each of your boxes, the top section is for the tens digit. The bottom section is for the ones digit. Since 1 times 1 is 1, we have a 1 in the ones digit and a 0 in the tens digit. Now we're going to do 1 times 3. 1 times 3 is 3, so 3 in the ones digit, 0 in the tens digit. Now I'm going to go over here to the 4. And again, I'm not necessarily multiplying by 40 just yet, but it's 4 times 1 is 4. So 4 in the ones, 0 in the tens, and 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. So I'm going to put a 1 in the tens digit and a 2 in the ones digit. Now, these diagonal lines that I drew, they're what help me know what to add in this problem. You're going to add what is in the row diagonally. So for this one, we only have the number 3. So I'm going to write it at the bottom. Next, we have a 1 plus 0 plus 2. So we have another 3. I'm going to write the 3 down there. Next, we have 0 plus 4 plus 1 is 5. I'll write my 5 there. And in the very top one, we have a 0. You read this left to right, just like you read every number. So 41 times 13 is 533. Let's do a harder problem. Let's say I'm going to do 34 times 29. Notice I already have my lattice drawn. Again, it is a box with a T in it, and I've drawn my diagonal lines. I'm going to put my 3 and my 4 for my 34 at the top, and my 2 and my 9 along the side for 29. And now I'm going to multiply using my grid. 4 times 2, I have 0 tens and 8 ones. 4 times 9 is 36. So I have 3 tens, 6 ones. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 9 is 27. Now I'm going to use my diagonal lines to make my addition. 6 plus nothing gives you 6. 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 7 is 18. And just like in any addition problem, I'm going to put my 8, and I'm going to carry the 1, carry that 10. And I just carry it to the next diagonal row. Okay, so I have 1 plus 0 plus 6 is 7, plus 2 is 9. And then I have a 0, so I have a 0 at the top. So 34 times 29 is 986. Now this method will work no matter how many digits your problem has. For instance, if I have a 3-digit number, let's say I'm doing 379 times 451. So I'm multiplying 3-digit by 3-digit. I'm simply going to make my lattice a little bigger. And instead this time I have 3 numbers. So I'm going to get 3 columns and 3 rows. So I have a 3 by 3. Again, I'm going to draw my diagonal lines so that I know exactly what I have to add. On a 3 by 3, you have to draw several more diagonal lines. Let's put in our numbers. Okay, 3, 7, 9 across the top, and 4, 5, 1 across the bottom, or across the side. And now let's do our multiplication. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 1 is 9. Make sure anytime you only have a ones that you put a 0 in the tens. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 1 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. And 3 times 1 is 3. Now, again, using my diagonals, just like I did before, I'm going to add. So in this first one, I only have 9. Second one, 5 plus 0 plus 7 is 12. So I write down my 2. I carry my 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. Plus 4 is 11. Plus 5 is 16. Plus 0 plus 3 is 19. So write down my 9, carry my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Plus 8 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. Plus 5 is 20. Plus 0. So I'm going to put a 0 and carry a 2 for 20. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. And lastly, we have our 1. So reading this, your number ends up being 170,929. So the lattice method can work for any number of multiplication problems that you're doing. It can have any number of digits within it. And it's a much simpler way to do multi-digit multiplication. Now this way doesn't work for everyone. A lot of parents look at this and go, what? But for a lot of students, this is much simpler than the standard algorithm. Thank you so much for watching our video blog.